Greetings, everybody. We've gathered around the table today, and you might notice there's a little bit of something different. We have ourselves a nice new mat to help show off the knives for you guys here. Hopefully it'll be a little better contrast, and you can see the knives in better detail and whatnot.
Yeah, we sold out to ZT. That's it.
Yep, that's where the company.
The guy who doesn't like flippers, yeah. And by sold out, I mean I paid 25 Canadian dollars and bought us a new mat so we could get some better reflection.
Yeah.
So.
But the unfortunate thing that you might notice that hasn't changed lately, that damn spot's still empty.
This guy right here?
He sucks.
Oh, man. Does he suck?
So much.
All of them suck.
Yep. But not to lament on things of suckage, let's get on to our pocket dump. I've been carrying my Spyderco Chaparral today with the Raffier Noble scales in it. It's a great little, gentlemanly, nice, light-duty little knife. And
those lights look good on that knife.
Mm-hmm. That they do. I have shown it off before, yeah. It's a nice little one for sure.
I am also going light carry today. I went old school. It's Sunday, so you might as well carry a Sunday carry. It's the GEC 72, the Cody.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go wrong?
So, 1095, put a little bit of a patina on the edge, rosewood. Yeah, it's a cool little GEC. It's the only GEC I own, but I like it. Mm-hmm. So far, so good in their area.
That's it. And today I'm carrying the ZT 920? No, 220. 220.
It's your knife.
I know what I'm talking about.
Second gen with the black spacer.
Mm-hmm.
Not first gen with the orange spacer.
Yeah, I like it a lot better with the black instead of the orange myself.
Me too. Flips really nice.
I like orange. It's one of those, I'm a sucker for an orange.
Mm-hmm.
It's good vitamin C. Don't you worry about it.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, I know. All right. So, this week, we're here to show off some stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to get into some front flippers and whatnot. But the first one we're going to start talking about comes from Ruike here. As we have shown off before, if I can get into the center here, there we go. As we've shown off before, they're a great company with great bang for the buck and awesome offerings. And this week, we are bringing the 671 in CB, the carbon fiber version.
No, this is a carbon fiber G10 laminate.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get that out of the way right now. They are using, but they did a pretty good job of it. Just as good as other companies I've seen on the market.
Not a problem with it at that price either.
So with a blade length of 70 millimeters, around 2 3/4 inches, overall length of 164 mils, about 6.5 inches, which would just take over 18 of these knives to equal the length of the largest earthworm.
That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. 3 meters.
Australia's weird.
Yep.
Australia is weird.
Australians are weird. Like,
That's
straight
it.
up, watch some of those YouTube videos. Pete, he's out there. Watch some of his artistic videos. He's messed up. Anyway. So the weight is 3.76 ounces, which apparently is 1/13 of a coconut.
The average coconut.
Yep. Takes 13 of these knives to equal a coconut.
If you had a lovely bunch of coconuts, you would need a lot more than 13 knives.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Ruike's made by Phoenix Flashlights. They got a knife company. Is their motto... Oh, did they change their model? I think they've changed their model to practical knives and tools. But before it was something stupid like just do it or something like that. It was so bad.
Yeah.
We're never getting a Nike deal.
They stole Nike's slogan. No, it was, I can't remember, but it was horrible. So, I'm sure we'll put that horrible slogan up here. But,
So main reason why we're taking a look at this little guy, and as I had mentioned, front flippers. That little tab sticking up the top there, it's been kind of a trend the last year or two building up here. And it's just a neat, fun little action, a new way to open a knife.
As much as I dislike normal flippers, I kind of really like front flippers. I do enjoy them.
It fixes the problem that you have with regular flippers, right? Where they're in the way and they...
You don't have
on
to
the back
tap
of
on
my
the front.
finger.
Exactly.
It's still kind of a thumb stud motion, and you pop them open, and oh man, I enjoy it quite a bit. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I can get on the front flipper bandwagon for sure.
Yeah, they're a fun little difference.
Fun little fidget tool that, like you said, different. It's something that I haven't perfected yet, and that's some of the fun for me is flipping it and just playing with it because I'm not perfect at it yet.
Yeah, so the Ruike, and we've said specs, the only thing that I will comment on is the weight of, for such a small little guy,
It is beefy.
as well as the thickness of it.
Yeah.
So
As you can see there, it is.
you can get a zoom in on that.
Yeah, definitely quite thick.
And with our new ZT mat, we can show measurements. So
Yeah, that's like over a half-inch thick there.
yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Like your ZT220
Yeah.
is into the same thickness, and it's like a serious working tool type of idea.
I think it's thinner.
Oh yeah, that's significantly thinner.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So like even Adamass thickness
Yeah.
Yeah.
for a knife that has a 2 3/4 inch blade.
For a knife that's supposed to be gentlemanly carry.
Yeah, and this is kind of what they're marketing towards. It's definitely like a 3-finger or even a 2-finger for some people that are ridiculous.
A lot of front flippers seem to be in that kind of gentlemanly kind of carry.
That seems to be the
Category.
market that they're leaning towards for front
Yeah.
flippers, for sure. I do agree that it is much more of a gentlemanly carry than a workhorse model when you're front flipping stuff, right?
Something else you might want to mention, talking about gentlemanly carry, that is definitely not like office
Yeah.
friendly.
So what was that?
It's a backspacer.
There we go. Yay!
When-
Someone finally remembered the word.
when
this
They
time.
know what I'm talking
About this tactical bubble blowing hole on the back that people call a lanyard. It's a lanyard hole. Or reverse
You
grip.
plebs.
Reverse grip tactical bubble blower.
Yeah. Reverse grip works so
Two-
well in this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Reverse grip 2-finger.
Especially
Yeah.
with the jimping on the back, which kind of seems like it should be. I mean, I guess if you're getting it into the palm on the back, it will give you texture for stuff too. But again, for
For that hardcore letter opening you're doing.
a 2 3/4 inch knife, you wouldn't think that you would need extra texturing to get the job done, type of thing, right? So yeah, that is definitely some of the con sides to these ones. They kind of wanted to do a gentlemanly market, but they went almost too beefy
Yeah.
to be a gentlemanly market, right?
hmm Yeah, me personally, I kind of like front flippers. They're not bad. It depends knife to knife. But main issues with this guy is my hand size. It just doesn't work for
Doesn't
me.
really fit.
I find it awkward to deploy. I get snagged by that flippers tab sometimes, and it
I
just
have
catches.
I have gotten snagged by the front flipper
You
tab.
get stabbed in the palm sometimes.
Yeah. I
But-
was playing earlier tonight and caught myself a little.
That's just funny. But the one thing I will say is, as far as the specs go on this one, something like a sequel, you acknowledge it as a 3-finger knife, and it gets.
But it's a comfy 3-finger knife. This one isn't, because I get that little point in my third finger, and I'm either rolling to one side or the other, and I find that section too far as I'm trying to point with the knife.
So it almost becomes a 2 grip for an
Yeah.
extra large hand type of thing, right? Because for me it's a 3-finger, and it fits probably where your sequel or your Seibu would.
Mhm.
So yeah, for me it actually fits into that 3-finger grip pretty good as far as the grip goes.
If it's going to fit like that for you, it's going to fit like that for me. I can get 4
Yeah.
fingers on this knife, no problem. And yeah, it fits for me, but for a knife that thick, I want a bigger knife. I want more knife with my knife.
If it's going to sit this big in the pocket,
Yeah.
it might as well be a 3 or a 3.5 inch blade rather than under a 3. Now, with a lot of the American market going on right now, with the under 3-inch blade size, which seems to be popping up a lot in conversation down in the States, do you think that's maybe the hint behind trying to keep it under
Could very well be.
and still be a classier but still heavy duty, almost like a 940 Osborne or a Gale Bradley, where it's supposed to be a beefier but classier kind of knife?
Potentially, but I think there is, I'm going to state this out that I don't know what this ratio is, but there's definitely going to be some sort of ratio between the length versus the thickness,
That's what I'm saying.
as far as if it's going to be a gentlemanly or if it's just going to be too beefy to be considered a gentlemanly one.
I suppose.
They went over the line. It's not a gentleman knife anymore.
And they're so close to,
Yes.
to being nice and classy, right? Like
Yeah.
So I just needed to look at that carbon fiber up close to see how thick the carbon fiber was, but
compared
it's
to the G10.
it's super thin. You can remove some G10 and still.
You could,
Yeah,
yeah, for
easily.
sure. Now, pro side to this is they did do some awesome skeletonizing
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
this, and they do have the ball bearing system on this. So again, it's see that Ruike doing everything they can to make their knives as nice as they possibly can by adding ball bearing systems, adding skeletonization to it, like you see again and again on their stuff, right? So
I like the callback to the material in the handle and the thumb stud too. I like that.
Yeah, the little disc of the carbon fiber G10 onlay that they put on the thumb studs there is a nice little touch for sure.
I got to say, it's a con in my mind. I don't like it at all. It's this bug eye on the middle of the knife.
That's fair.
Would you like it better if it was a black screw instead of the silver?
Potentially, I might.
Would it be so bug eye that way?
I think everything for me, because it like even the thumb stud juts out so much.
Like for me, if they did the thumb studs without the steel studs underneath, that would be a nice thickness for it.
Yeah, if you can even zoom in on that. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, if they had removed that bit of stainless steel there and had just the carbon fiber.
I might like it more.
Yeah.
There could be an argument to be made that with a blade that short, do you want to give up more of it to a thumb stud where you're not going to be able to like use through some like an object? You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I think that's
wasn't very well.
One of the reasons why they put this extra sharpening choil a little further out, almost like a finger choil, but not quite, is I think because of those thumb studs.
Yeah.
So they tried to incorporate the getting most of the way out of the cutting path by just removing the cutting path.
Yeah.
So whether that's a good thing or not, but I mean, I like the style of the knife. It's just way too beefy for what it is.
Yeah.
And it does fill out the hand good. I do like the way that it fills out the hand, that as far as the filling it out. But, and 3-finger, and a nice secure 3-finger when I'm doing it.
Damn you, giant hands.
But it's almost like they should make a more slim-leg gentleman than they carry, and then an XL version of this same knife. And I think same specs and a big brother would be awesome, and then a slimmer gentleman than they carry, rather than like they almost tried to make the two of them together.
Yeah, go both directions with that. Would be pretty cool.
Same thickness, but make it that big.
Kershaw blur size.
Yeah.
Step it up a little
that
bit.
Would be
type
nice.
of idea, right? That would make that into a sweet knife. Now it would be probably too much for me. So again, thinning down some of the G10 and the carbon fiber, thinning down the thumb studs, and coming out with a slimline version.
Yeah.
I would be very much on board with.
Either.
Yeah.
I would like either for sure. Yeah.
So.
I do like the fact, though, that Ruike is taking chances and putting out a design, you know what I mean? Just being like, this is different than other people have out in the market.
Well, and they did it with their, was it an 852, the nail nick with
Yeah.
roller bearings and blue liners. I'm like, who does that? Who does that? It's cool.
It's a nice little knife, yeah.
It's sweet, but yeah, they're trying different things and give them credit for it. And by the way, the slogan, we put it up earlier, ready to make it.
That's what
they
it
were
is.
ready to make it once upon a time, and now they're just product management tools.
Ready to make it.
Oh,
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
That's awful.
This entire episode has just been a little dirtier than we wanted it to be. But
Parent advisory.
So as far as front flippers go, I do enjoy them. I enjoy them quite a bit. They snap open really, really nice. I will say the detent on this one, it's a little stronger than some of the other front flippers on the market.
Yeah.
And then with this little nubby here, Nigel was talking about it catching you. You can see the little nubby right there that if you don't have your finger in the right position.
The technical term. The little nubby.
The little nubby
Yep.
right here. And yeah, I'll coin that term.
Nubbinus minimus is the Latin term.
Yeah, I think it's also the same word for third nipple.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah,
We're on a tangent.
yeah, that detent on this guy is definitely pretty strong. Like even just using the thumb stud, it takes a bit of load up to break through it for sure.
The nice thing is when it breaks, it breaks.
yeah, it's nice. Being that it is Ruike's first offering in a front flipper, they might have overdone it a little bit just to secure it staying in place because it is a very different motion and movement when you're popping it open. And you can have some accidental deployments, thus the palm of the hand, if you're not careful.
I haven't cut myself yet.
I'm working on you. All right.
Everyone gets one.
Everyone gets one.
So the other knife that we had to kind of have as an example of the whole front flipper thing was brought to us from Kizer, and the model that we have is in a bundle set with a Claris flashlight here. Cute little flashlight for sure. But we are focusing on the knife. The Kizer Feist.
Muppet hands.
Yay!
Kermit the Frog flailing. We had that bit already. We played that bit. We're gonna flog it now.
I don't even care. This
Play it
knife is
again,
amazing, and I love it.
Mhm.
It's a pretty nice knife.
Yeah,
It's a pretty nice knife.
yeah. Full titanium handles on this guy. Some really nice detailing along the pivot there and stuff.
It makes me feel things.
Yeah, machined solid piece clip. As far as a nice gentlemanly front flipper offering, definitely think these guys did it right.
Yeah, I don't think you could do it much more right than that. So with an overall length of 6.5 inches and a blade length of just a hair over 2 3/4 inches, the Kizer Feist you would need about 16 ladybugs lined up in like a cute little ladybug conga line to make the full length of that knife.
Weighing around just a little bit over 2.5 ounces, the Feist is about 3 times as heavy as an unladen swallow.
I don't know what that is.
It's a swallow with no laden on it.
Laden.
Yeah.
What is he unladen with?
Well, you got to figure out, like, it's the age-old question of how fast would a European swallow be able to carry a coconut? And then you got to be able to figure out how fast that unladen swallow is.
You mean he's got to carry 13 knives? That swallow's not that big. Come on.
Harnesses,
I
man.
wanna see
Little
that.
harnesses.
Yeah.
Put a net underneath him like a helicopter.
Yeah, these are the sort of important the important questions that Tim is asking.
I don't know, Tim.
I don't know.
Monty Python Quest for the Holy Grail.
Don't know, Tim.
Tim was the
Luna knows. She's letting everyone know.
Are you okay?
She's not happy about Tim at all. All right, and one of the reasons we brought the Kizer Feist tonight is to do a bit of a comparison between something a little bit nicer, classier, gentlemanly, the Ruike offering. Price points very different. Qualities
About
very
5 times the price, so
yeah.
Qualities are also very different.
most definitely.
Do we want to do a thank you now?
Sure.
Yeah, we're going to do one of those. So,
Thanks to the Cutting Edge, we greatly appreciate you letting us review these knives and having a good look at them for everyone to check out.
yeah, the Ruike 671 and the Claris, it's a titanium MI7, plus the Kizer Feist knife with the S35 and titanium.
Yeah, it's a great little combo set.
titanium combo set, absolutely fantastic. I own an MI7 myself, and I'm a huge advocate of that flashlight in particular. It's a pretty sweet little pocket flashlight for sure. So,
But back to the Feist. As far as a nice gentlemanly how we feel about it and whatnot, I like this one so much better myself. I find the action is a lot smoother on this one, and I don't have any of the issues of my big hands being awkward with this guy.
It's a very neutral grip.
Yes.
it doesn't
Yeah.
force you into a 3-finger. It's just a natural 3-finger for you.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we were
this-
talking about with this hump.
Yeah, like this guy is an example of a comfy 3-finger grip for me, and it's just it's even could be a 4-finger if I squeeze up a little bit.
It's a full 4-finger for me.
Yeah.
It needs a finger guard. It
yeah.
doesn't.
No, it's that little bit of jimping on the inside is fantastic. It works so nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gush. That's basically all I'm
Yeah.
gonna do in this review. So
So milled out or titanium frame lock S35.
Yep, as you guys saw in the specs there, despite this one being a full metal construction, it is the lightweight option of the two knives that we're checking out tonight.
yeah, oddly enough, like
Mhm.
And with the titanium, no milling on the internal of the handle. It is literally just 2 titanium slabs with the frame lock. So they did an awesome job, though. It is really, really nice compared to even the Ruike knife that we were playing with earlier. This really kind of is how a front flipper should be done. And some people complained
course.
about the hand size and it was too small for them and they would have liked something larger.
for the style it was going on and how I kind of already touched base of like this being a prime example of a gentlemanly front flipper, it's a great little size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a line on a Benchmade Valet, and it comes into the same.
Like it's a full 4-finger grip. For me. It's no problem at all.
Yeah.
I can 4-finger it, but I like it's a small enough knife that you've got a lot of grips that you can do with it. It covers the pinky grip, it covers the pinch, it covers the full grip, and I can get 4 on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's an uncomfortable 4, so it's like a 3.5. Detent on it is really nice.
Mm-hmm. It's a little buttery almost.
I think when it comes to comparisons, and we might as well throw that one up, and the root comparison compared to where this guy is kind of in a sweet spot. Whereas the root, I think they're still working it out. It's their first front flipper, so we'll give it to them. But a very jerky detent when it lets go.
Yeah,
and
a very sharp action to it.
Yeah, you can get it to let go, and it comes out pretty smooth. But I think it's not quite as refined as the Kizer.
I think it's a good point to point out, though, literally, that this knife is 5 times the price. So, like, for what you're getting here, it's a great value. If you wanted to, like, put your foot in the door as a, like, I want to try a front flipper and see if I like it, you can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
For $50.
Yeah, it's still a nice knife for the price for sure.
That's it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. And compared to the $250 plus MSRP
That's it.
On the Kizer, and that was something you were going to dabble on a little bit.
Yeah, and it's a nitpick, and it's when it just comes down to the fact that a lot of knives have been coming out recently in S35, and I was hoping that this would come in something just a little obscure. I like the Delicas and the Enduras when they do the sprint runs, and they have just like completely random steals in them.
Mm-hmm.
And
it would be nice to get something like that in like an upgraded version. You know what I mean?
You can, but I mean, in Ruike's defense and Kizer's and Wee's defense, the reason that they continue to use the same old steels, whether it's an S35, whether it's an M390, like the Wee knives do kind of upgrade to, or a Sandvik steel or something like that. I think a lot of these companies are still like establishing themselves as a company. And to get the reliability of what they're marketing first. And Spyderco has the reliability. People trust Spyderco. So Spyderco's at the point where they're comfortable enough to start experimenting with some of these crazy Maximum steels and Vitoku steels and HAP 40 steels, right? Whereas I think a lot of these companies are like, we've got this, we know how to do this, and we're going to make our mark by doing this before.
100%. It's one of those things where I completely understand why it is what it is, but just the steel snob in me goes, but what about these options?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because I want to try those options and I'm being selfish. Like,
yeah, it happens.
But you've also got a 1428 Sandvik, which is starting to become ridiculously prevalent in the world as well, and like at a very reasonable price point. And you're talking about, the steel snob in me, but even this, like what we've got on the table, I mean, that is getting up into the steel snobbery.
Yeah.
Like, the ridiculous Alita says that S35 is not good enough for a steel snobbery type of idea, right?
It's not so much even the snobbery of it, though. It's just the playing with new stuff.
I get that, yeah.
That's what's in it for me, is being able to buy 2 things that I like in one knife just gives that little bit extra value in my book.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to exploding steels on the market, I don't think that either one of these companies are going to be the ones that are leading the way in some new hot whatever type of steel. And they can prove me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They might just...
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Challenge is thrown.
But it's not like...
Yeah, like I said before, I completely understand the steel choice, and I like the steel. I have multiple knives. My knife tonight is S35. Like,
yeah. Well, you're ZT snob, so you love your S35 because of that.
There you go.
So
flipper snob too.
Yeah. Except your flippers that you like are on the wrong side. These guys actually know what they're doing with flippers, so that's cool.
I don't know. This Anzo's got a pretty nice action on it.
What's that?
The Anzo's got a pretty nice action on it.
Yeah, I'm not disputing action. It's just weird. It's just weird.
But on point. I like that knife a lot.
That's
Nice.
kind of on point. Kind of in a final conclusion.
Yep.
Yeah, they did a really awesome job, and I'm really happy that we could get the combo sets, and I'm sure they'll go well, especially going into the Christmas season as we are now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I think front flippers are going to continue to be a thing. I think this is only the beginning of what you're seeing. There's some beautiful stuff out there in the front flipper market. I personally have to call out Garrett Ball with his chamois, because that is a holy grail knife upon holy grails. Yeah, I will link a picture because, geez, man.
Send it to me too.
But as far as you getting them, it's basically like he does Instagram drops, and you might know about it an hour before he drops it, and you're paying $1,000 for it, like at the best of times. Like, it's crazy. But if it keeps it going, we'll actually see more and more of them, and hopefully on the better action on this, and maybe even better actions coming from Ruike after they've got kind of their experimental stage out of the way, right? So.
That would be nice.
Do we want to talk about how we all kind of had our first experiences with a...
We didn't dabble on that. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, and I might as well bring it up because we're chatting about it. The reason I probably like front flippers still to this day, I'm a left-handed man. And as a left-handed man, the Cold Steel's highlight, which we all know and love, and it's been around forever, has this very prominent right-handed thumb stud here that's totally on the wrong side for some of us. And there's literally no purchase. You can't really even spidey flip it. You can, but not really. So I got on front flipping from a Cold Steel tie light, and I would grab it right here, and you'd flip it open, and you'd snap it open just like you would the rake knife in front of us, or the Kizer Feist, or whatever it may be. And it was just nice and easy. And I got so smooth with playing with a Cold Steel tie light that as soon as front flippers became a trend,
picked them up right away.
Oh, yeah, I have no problem deploying it. I mean, I think everyone's in agreement that I could probably deploy this one the smoothest out of all of us, just because it, like, front flipping has been a really natural motion, and I blame it on ignoring
natural motion.
Yeah.
It is a really natural motion. Yeah. I mean, that's it. Please flip the table. Someone's getting stabbed.
And I gotta say, even as a right-hander, I open this thing all the time, the same way.
When you learn off of the Emerson Wave style hook.
Well, that's it. That, and it doesn't hurt as much as the thumb stud. The thumb stud's a little sharp.
Yeah. Sure is.
So, yeah. And yeah, I think that's why it's so easy for me to jump on that train, and I'm happy with playing around with the front flippers is the good old Cold Steel tie light. So,
right.
The least gentlemanly front flipper out there.
By far.
Dabbling on other similarities, other comparisons, no left-handed pocket clips for either one of these companies. And again, as lefties, it's you're holding out. You're holding out. It's
one of the options is named after being correct. Why would you pick the other option?
Because we're better than that.
I would like to say I picked it.
Did it pick you?
Yeah, it's like a cheesy SPCA commercial where Sarah McLachlan's singing in the background, and there's a left hand and a right hand, and walk over and pick up the left hand, and cradle it. Yeah, that right hand, it's so sad. It's just by itself as I walk away. Anyway,
we're still on that same train.
So. No left-handed pocket clips. But in a front flippery situation, Nigel pointed out something too.
Even though it would be a little sketchy because it does leave it to be able to open up into your pocket, having the knife in your left pocket actually indexes it where you're going to be opening it. Whereas if you had the knife in your right pocket, as you pull it out, you still have to either spin it around in your hand to do that, or else manipulate.
Hand grip,
manipulate your hand as you pull it out so it's indexed properly. And it just seems a little bit more convenient for lefties in our case.
If you like getting stabbed in the hand.
Well, and that's just it. When it went into a left-handed pocket, the clip should be here and the seam should be here. So for a left-handed person, you're still putting the seam here, so you've got a high risk.
Especially because the flipper is on that side.
If you happen to hit it, and it's bad news bears if you do it. But what Nigel was pointing out is as you pull it out, it's already here.
It's already ready.
It's already here. It's ready to go. And that was something I didn't actually notice to begin with.
And Sorry, go ahead.
So that's kind of a positive for the extra strong detent on the Ruike knife.
Yeah.
Is we won't have that issue.
For the lefties, it actually works out better as far as drawing and deployment.
And I found it pretty easy to go for that overhand grip and grab it.
Well, you did it so naturally when you showed it to me that I had to ask you to want to do it again because
That's
I was
it.
like you drew that out and it looked really funky and slow-mo when I was thinking about you doing it.
Yeah.
But then you did it 2 or 3 times and I'm like, that doesn't actually look that
No.
bad of an adjustment.
That's
You
it. It's
just
not.
have to be conscious of it as you're
Yeah,
going.
you gotta know
forward.
which knife's in your pocket.
Yeah.
Final diagnostic.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm going to try something new here. I'm actually going to give some of the new knives we're reviewing a grading system. And the Kizer Feist, I don't know if we're actually grading it. Right now I am a little biased on it, but we were mainly talking about the Ruike knife, and it's brand new on the market, so we want to talk about the rate. 671, I believe. 871, 671, 671.
The numbers.
Get some names, Rick. I mean, ZT had that first. Let them keep it.
If you look on the Ruike website, it does say 671 CF front flipper. So I think the front flipper is
It's
actually
just called the front
it's
flipper,
called
like
the front
the
flipper.
Hussar or the Fang. Or
Yes.
Okay, so, all right. I'm going to give it a B, leaning towards a B minus as far as the grading system goes.
Definitely worth checking out.
Price point awesome. Ball bearing systems, we didn't mention that.
No.
Plus skeletonization with 1420 and carbon fiber, the whole 9 yards for the price point. It's absolutely fantastic. Krubenfuber. It's all about the Krubenfuber.
Yeah.
But it needs thinner in the handle, for sure. That's slim it down. Get rid of the frog eyes because of how fat it is. One problem solves the other.
That's
as far as the
exactly it.
thickness.
Yeah.
Make this just a big slab of carbon fiber and get rid of this backspacer with the lanyard hole just enclosed
Yeah.
with carbon fiber all the way through it.
Stop making your gentleman carry tactical.
Yeah.
It's a hint too tactical with the jiggers on the backside. And you would bring that up to an A to an A plus for
Yeah.
easy hands down.
Big thing for me is hand size issues. I'm going to give it a C minus.
Well, and this hump right here is
Yeah.
the big kicker for you.
Yeah,
Right?
is I like the fit and finish, the construction, the materials in it, all of that sort of jazz. It's a great product, just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess if we're all following that same suit, I would probably be in the same boat about B minus. There's a lot of things I like about this knife. I really like the steel and things like that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, there's just too many things that are not quite there.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely leaning towards B minus. Also, again, no right-handed or left-handed pocket clips.
That's kind of a standard from Ruike, it seems, but they still should get on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of been our review on these two little front flippers. Seems like it's a trend nowadays that's not going to be going away. So
Hopefully not.
yeah, either find something to try out or be a grumpy old man and don't get on the bandwagon.
Miss out,
I'm going to carry my GEC.
miss out on the fun.
Yeah.
You and your fancy S35.
These two kids, these kids nowadays too good to open a knife with two hands.
I am too good to open a knife with two hands.
Cue the ninja scene. All right.
So yeah, Nigel the Smith here, signing off, saying goodbye for now.
I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
And I'm XL.ca. And Joe sucks.
He certainly does.
A month straight, Joe has sucked up the suckage.
So when do we start taking resumes?
Casting calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
might
need
be
to
throwing
start
out a
posting.
casting call because Joe sucks.
He sure does. But we will see what happens next episode.
Maybe we'll let him rehearse for his own role.
That being said, signing off. Goodbye, folks.
See ya.
We don't need